What's up, vetters? Patrick here with Vetted. I am on the road. That's right. I am on a 2-week road trip filming for my psionics documentary, heading to places like Arizona, Utah, and for the first night I stopped in Roswell on my way to Sedona because why not? All right, so it's interesting. You cross to this like little mini rock formation that they've split a highway down the middle, and you come in that up high, and then you come down, and boom, there's the first 8 or 9 miles of Roswell, right before you get in. But the landscape does change right there. It's interesting. And then you pass the Pecos River, which is small, but it looks like it rises and lowers because the ground around it is kind of white, salty dirt, sandy. It's just interesting, the terrain around here. So this is where the crash is, but it did just kind of change. I don't want to say abruptly, but it did change kind of abruptly. I don't know. So I will be putting out videos, but they'll just be kind of sporadic. But I am still going to be putting out videos while I'm on the road, so just rest assured. Because I have a great video for y'all today. We are talking about Ross Coulthart. That's right. It seems like we keep talking about Ross because he keeps saying things that we should discuss, because why not? And I've got a wonderful clip from Ross talking about some senators that he believes have been read into the UFO program and are now blocking, movement, right, on disclosure, hearings, legislation, all kinds of things, right? So we're going to get into that in today's video. But first, please hit that like button, vetters. That really helps out the videos. And of course, if you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. I put out new videos every week about the UFO phenomena, even when I'm on the road. And I'm trying to get to 100,000 subscribers before the end of the year, y'all. I am working hard. I promise you, I'm not sleeping. And I am just recording and filming and doing all kinds of things. And I have some great news to share for the next 2 weeks during my road trip. So let's get to this clip of Ross Coulthart.
At some stage, we've got to ask ourselves, are we being played? And I do think we're being played. I think there are certain senators in particular who are making noises about being pro-disclosure and pro-transparency. And frankly, I think they know full well about this program, this highly compartmentalized program. I think they have been read into it. And I think part of the issue now for Congress is that there are parts of the Congress that have been read into the secret retrieval and reverse engineering program, and they don't think you've got the right to know about it. And I suspect also at the Trump White House level, I think Trump has drunk the Kool-Aid with sections of the national security industry who have told him that this is far too important a program to jeopardize by bringing it into the public arena before Congress. So yes, I suspect very, very much that we're being played right now, and I'm beginning to get very, very cynical, even though there are good intentions from the good people in the House Oversight Subcommittee that's looking at this issue, and at Paulina's committee, the Transparency Committee. I have a real problem with what's going on at Senate level, and I think that there are certain key senators that are actively obfuscating and blocking the public's right to know, and I'm going to start calling them out shortly. I think it's really important that people realize we're being played.
Now, so that's interesting, right? Like, what senators is he talking about, and why not just name names now, right? Because I'm curious, and I'm also curious. Like, senators being read into the UFO program is kind of interesting because they're in like a revolving door, right? They could be out, and then what? Do you get read out of the UFO program, or you're just forever in it, but now you have no power, but you're still, retired, sitting on your farm, still read in? I don't know about that. So it's interesting to me that senators would be read in, and what information does Ross have that makes him think that, right? What sources? And why don't these sources just come forward and tell all this stuff? So we know exactly who the information is coming from, because these are pretty big allegations, right? You're claiming that sitting U.S. senators, right, are part of a deep state black budget program, siphoning money illegally from our budget to spend on covering up and reverse engineering alien technology, and then, as Ross puts it, obfuscating, which seems to be a popular word in this community out of nowhere, which is interesting, but blocking, obfuscating, right, movement on UFO disclosure. That's quite an allegation, right? And without any proof, that is quite a line to cast. Let's put it that way. So I'll be curious what people are going to say about this, and I'll be curious who are the names he's going to start naming, because they're clearly going to come out and defend themselves. I mean, he's alleging that they're traitors to America and to the American people. And again, that is a huge allegation to make against someone. So I'm curious if Ross is not just going to name names, but provide proof of that. Because I don't think just naming names is smart to do unless you provide proof. Because again, that is the highest allegation you could throw at someone who is involved in government, being a traitor against their own government, right? So, again, I hope Ross provides some proof with these names that he's about to out. And if we're speculating, let me know down in the comments, who do you think he's talking about? And remember, he's saying it in plural sense, so it's 2 or more senators. And he also brought up Anna Paulina Luna's secret task force, which is interesting because Anna Paulina Luna responded to Ross's video. She said this: "Just so everyone knows, I'm not a senator, so he's not talking about me. If there are any senators he needs, I think she misquote there, to let me know so we can follow up. Don't forget, we had the skiff to bring in people to talk with us, and they all got, quote, sick or had things come up and could not make it." Well, Anna Paulina Luna makes a great point, right? Who's really obfuscating here, right? She's saying, all right, let me know, Ross, give me the names and we'll follow up. But, don't forget, I got a skiff together and nobody could make it. After years of people saying they couldn't get a skiff, they couldn't get in a skiff. Hey, I would talk, but I just can't get in the skiff. They finally get the skiff for them, and people are, quote, they got the flu. You know what I mean? They had a head cold, and they couldn't make one of the most important meetings of their lives, right? So, again, I can understand Anna Paulina Luna's frustrations about this. And don't forget, we were supposed to have a UFO hearing in July, and that got pushed to September, if it's still going to happen, because there was a confusion on the witnesses, right? Originally, people like Jeremy Corbell had come out and said, hey, I have 3 first-hand whistleblowers ready to testify, right? Again, firsthand. They've touched the craft. They've touched an alien body, right? No stories. No, I heard from so-and-so, from Jim Bob, who told me. None of that, right? You actually touched the craft, worked on the craft. You touched an alien body. You spoke to an alien, these people, right? They can't get people to testify, right? But plenty of people that want to testify who's got stories. But where are the people who touched it? Where are all these people that they say are out there and that are ready to testify when then now they're not willing to testify? Now they're saying because they feel in danger. All right, willing to consider that for sure. I mean, without a doubt, right? But that, and just to play devil's advocate, that always seems to be like an excuse, right? I mean, I would, but then people go on podcasts and tell their story and they feel safe about that. First-hand whistleblowers, right? They'll go on podcasts, but they won't testify. They don't feel safe about that. So that seems interesting to me, And Anna Paulina Luna said they do have one person, finally, a first-hand whistleblower who is willing to testify. So hopefully Jeremy Corbell gets involved because he's clearly got a lot of influence in Congress to help with these witnesses, and George Knapp too, and working with Anna Paulina Luna to get this hearing going. So we'll have to wait and see who Ross names. And again, if he provides any proof, and then we'll just have to wait and see what happens with these hearings, right? So anyway, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Normally I do read some YouTube comments, but I just don't have time for that on this video. But I will figure that out for the next 2 weeks while I'm on the road, because I still will be putting out videos. And I'm finally figuring out a system I can quickly set up and make a video and get it out while I'm filming for the documentary. And unfortunately, I won't be able to share any of that footage till the documentary comes out, but I'll share little things here and there as we go. So for instance, I'm on my way to Phoenix to stay one night before I head into Sedona, and I'm meeting up with Gino from the Y-Files, who's going to be joining me on my Sedona trip. So look out for some photos and that, and I'll see if I can get Gino to jump in on one of these videos while we're doing it. So anyway, thank y'all so much for the support. Look for updates on my Twitter account, on Vetted Podcast Twitter account, for pictures and updates during the trip, you know. So, all right, we'll see you on the next one, Vetters. Every day's a gift. Peace!